Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, and I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. And as always, my intention is to receive a message to help us heal our souls, come back home to who we truly are, and also something for the day. Why not? We should be able to do it all, right? Okay, so our theme is the King of Wands reversed. So, straight up, this guy's all about regeneration, being in his authority. Yeah, if you're coming from the place of love, we're always going to be in our authority. But sometimes it means that we have to be strong and stand up for ourselves, which is what this guy's all about, straight up. But reversed, not as much. There's it can range from any degree of being afraid to stand up for yourself, or it can sometimes be that your life force is working against you because you need to stand up for yourself. To another extreme, which might have to do with being a little ruthless, or maybe someone's being ruthless with you, and that's the theme. Now, this is really, talk about, I guess the theme for this reading would be issues with power, because having these two major arcanas as bookends, we are in that realm with the Tower. We're in that realm of maybe being afraid to break through the real self, because I see this card a little differently than others do. On a spiritual level, it has to do with letting go of the false self. So our false self will do everything it can to keep connection, love, and approval, with others. It's the opposite of coming. It's the opposite of coming from your authority, where you stand in your truth no matter what. But you do it with loving kindness, with a big open-hearted Leo kindness. But you carry your torch, man, and you don't take anything from anyone. When the King of Wands is reversed and the Tower's reversed, I think there's some false, some level of dealing with an aspect of ourselves where we need to stand up for ourselves, even though I don't have the Seven of Wands here, but we need to stand up for ourselves, and especially in relationship with letting go and, getting inside the transformation that we need to go through, which means that we let go of any fears. Sometimes this card has to do with being afraid of change, because someone else has been in control of our lives, and there's a little piece of us, not who we really are, not who we truly are at all, but just a little piece of our personality self or an ego fragment that is still locked in that place of wanting for someone else to take control, to perpetuate the dependency and codependency dynamics. Because why else would we not stand up for ourselves? Why else would we not show our real selves? And why else would we let anybody do this? Or why else would we not stand and be in our true authority? So if we can, let's turn these upright and let's follow the story in a little different way. If we stand in our true authority, if we come from the place of being in our natural leadership and we inspire ourselves, which, that energy emanates outwardly and inspires others to stand in their authority and be their true selves, right? And it doesn't matter all the times that we let's even turn this one around. It doesn't matter all the times that we go through being afraid to show who we truly are, being afraid to reveal something that's inside, that we're afraid we won't get the approval that we need, or the love, or keep the love that we have, or if we're trying to get love from someone else. This card could just as easily, when it's reversed, have a big mask on it, and it would be coming from your mask self in order to hold on to somebody else's approval. And that could all be going on underneath the conscious, under our consciousness. Because when the strength comes through, if it were reversed, it didn't though, but if it did come through reverse, that has everything to do with unconscious areas in our souls where we're just not, we don't fully have ourselves. And that's our task in each lifetime, is to come back home to who we truly are. And we're all connected, we're all one in the center, in our spirits, but we're not, we're all individual and very, very, very unique. We each have our own unique essence. So when you let go, when you truly let go and let the transformation happen, then there's no fear about it. But meanwhile, we hold on in fear because we're afraid that we might make a mistake or do something wrong, and we forget that life here on earth is just one big opportunity to learn and to remember who we are. It's one of those sad situations that in each incarnation, at least this is what I believe, in each incarnation we bring in a fragment of who we are not, because it was on top of the spiritual essence, and we temporarily agree to forget who we truly are until we work through all that's on top of the true spiritual essence, which you could say is the strength card. Because, you can see we have the lemniscate, or the infinity symbol up here, which is, this tells us we get as many lifetimes as we need to clear out the cobwebs, to come back home to the true love that we are. We've got the heart here. And we can be gentle, like the lamb can be very gentle we can be gentle with ourselves as we're coming back to our true power, this Lion, Leo love, which is completely aligned with life. So, on another level, let's take a little adventure here. Well, let's put it here. Okay, hold on. Let me grab my other deck that's all in order. So, as a journey through the major arcana. So I've done this before. I've done this before in bits and pieces all throughout all my videos, or not all the videos, but a lot of them. But I did a video that is titled something about like the journey of the soul with astrological symbols, something like that. So that's in my teaching library. Library. I almost said library. Yeah, the berries are lying to just be picked. So, but anyway, if you want to see going through the Fool all the way through the major arcana, you can look for that video. So, but anyway, let's go. Let's put, because here's what I wanted to show. The Chariot. Actually, let's see. Do I want to bring in the Lovers? Well, yeah, why not? Okay, so there's gateway number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I feel like I need Justice in there as well. So let's play around a little bit for a moment. Okay, so with the Lovers, we're learning how to love ourselves. We're meeting others. Life is a relationship, and we will be in relationship with many different people, whether it's love, relationship, friendship. This is all relationships. And it's the choice to choose love and to be loving. And then as we do that, we have an opportunity to move forward with the Chariot. But the task is always to be in touch with your inner real self so that you can move forward in a balanced, centered way and not go in two different directions in a dualistic split, a dualistic way of being, like in good and bad, right or wrong, this or that, pain or pleasure, life or death, all right? If we get into the place where it's life on earth, now, not where we came from, but here on Earth, we are in a dualistic split here on the planet. This is a planet of duality. That's why we have, light and day, light and dark, and we have the sun and the moon. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's here so that we have the downtime to make better decisions. This is Gemini decisions. This is Cancer feeling. And if we're aligned with our inner being, we're not coming from a place of it's good or bad, or it's right or wrong, or pain or it's more that life can be good and bad. There can be pain and pleasure. We can be right and wrong at the same time, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And if we don't defend against the pain, and if we don't defend against any lack of pleasure, and if we don't defend against needing to be right all the time, or having the last word, or any other dualistic issue that comes up in life, every time we do that, every time we stay in our center, and we realize, oh, it's okay, it's just an experience I'm having, then we move forward in the right direction. And instead, we're not split in these two different directions where we go into a vicious circle and spin around and spin around and spin around to try and find our center. So on a soul level, that's what's going on there. And then as we're aware of our unconsciousness, or unconscious areas, our lack of awareness. It's just like that Carl Jung quote I will say forever is, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So the Strength card to me, when it's whole, and it came through today, straight up, so it's whole, this is the place where we know that we, as humans, we're very complicated. We have many aspects of ourselves that are constantly, at play, and we're having to hold our center, right? We're having to choose to love ourselves, hold our center, and be okay with it. Be okay with this constant, transformation of love that's coming through. But in order to do that, it requires a lot of inner work. It requires not setting ourselves outside of others. That's one of the challenges with the Hermit card, is that, you need the solitude and you need that inner quest and you need to go inside because it's all an inside job. But to the degree that we separate ourselves from others, we could run into trouble. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need a day or two off, I need some time to myself, or I'm going to take a week off, or I'm going to take a month off and go on a retreat, I'm going to do this, and this, whatever. That's fine. That's a healthy boundary. My friends used to tell me, don't worry, just tell me when you come out from under your rock. I'm like, all right, thank you. You know what I mean? And because otherwise I would worry about them thinking that I didn't love them anymore, I didn't care about them anymore. And then I learned all I need to ever do is just tell them where I'm at, right? That's where I gave up the the hiding. When I found my forcing current for needing them to be happy, then I created freedom. And when I found my forcing current for needing to be needed, I found my freedom. And then that's when your true self comes through, when you can let go of all that dualistic, unnecessary games. And that's where your leadership can come through. And it doesn't have to be like leading others. It's more like just leading your own life. So once you go inside and you realize everything's an inside job, then you realize that you're the one that turns your own wheel of fate. You create your own reality. And then from there, justice will come through, and you'll realize that the universe is always mirroring back to you exactly whatever is your belief system. Because that's the only way you can learn to change it. It's the only way you can learn, what is really going on. That's just how it works. Okay, now I know I'm going to get these two decks mixed up, so here we go. Okay, so back here, hold on, let me make some room. So back here it was this way. It's actually this way and this way. Okay, so from here, let's see what other information I can get with the, actually let me move them down for a moment. With the, what do we call this? It's the Animal Spirit Oracle or Spirit Animal. What is it? It's this one. Spirit Animal Oracle by Collette Baron-Reid. Okay, so this message, this coming through, I feel like is maybe going to help us more with the day. This feels like a deeper soul issue, here that we could all be going through. But then I have a weird feeling. I could be wrong. Let me look at the cards. Yeah. Okay. So we have Rabbit Spirit. It says now's the lucky time. Well, you guys probably know me. I don't believe in luck or bad luck, good or bad luck. I believe we create our own reality. But, go with whatever you want. Rabbits, to me, are all about fertility. And, creation, creating new life. So that could have something to do with this breakthrough. Or don't be afraid to create new life. Don't be afraid. See, that's one of the tricky things. When you're fighting against the tower, you can be, afraid of letting go because when we're in a place that we're not happy, at least we know how to control it because we've been there so many times before, At least we know what's going on because it's familiar. It's very, very, very familiar. Maybe not in a happy way, but it's familiar. So we have to let go of everything. And that can be really scary. And that can be why some of us want to just hold on and let somebody else, control things. Or why we're afraid to step into leading our own life. Okay, Coyote Spirit comes in and says, trust in the divine detours. Yeah, Coyote Spirit can be kind of tricky. But then again, on a deeper level, well, yeah, let's just stick here with that. I was going to say, I love that poem by Portia Nelson about the it's called The Hole in My Sidewalk. That could be a little distraction, but it's also a really cool poem. If you're having trouble letting go, stick with knowing that the universe is comprised of infinite abundance, and just let go into the infinite abundance of the universe, and know that the universe is bound by law to receive you. So if you're fully giving up your spirit to all the love, the forces of love in the universe, or God, whatever you want to call it, or Buddha, or Krishna, or Allah, or Kuan Yin, or Anandamayama, any divine deity that you want to guide you, then you can trust. You can trust that they're coming from love, that force is coming from love, and you can let go into it. So then there's no more fear of change. And then you can trust in the divine detours. Because it's something you wouldn't have thought of, because if we're in this place with the Tower reverse, we're stuck in that, holding on to the familiar patterns. So letting go of the familiar patterns. is what can help bring you into your authority, because your true authority will come from a very free-flowing place where you can trust your feelings. It's not coming from holding on to past emotional reactions. It comes from trusting the flow and going with it. And things can change. And it's okay, because you can go with it. Ooh, and doesn't this go well? Whale Spirit. I don't think I've ever drawn this card. Trust in the great mystery. Yes. Yes. Why not? Trust in the great mystery. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's look at these together. Because if we don't trust in the great mystery, that's because we want to hold on to control, which would be here and be here. And it would be so boring. If we knew everything that was going to happen, we would be so bored. Absolutely bored. So we have to open to the great mystery in order to feel more alive, in order to be in that life stream that is always flowing. So, well, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It's a long one. Okay, bye.